All right, welcome to today's Sports Buzz podcast. I'm Eric Bergstrom with Joey Sparks, and brought to you by, as always, Shuby's Trophies and Apparel. Shuby's Trophies and Apparel, your home for trophies, awards, and corporate gifts, along with screen printing, embroidering, and more. You can stop in at Shuby's, located on Highway 41 in Marinette. You can see some Shuby's things around the office. He's got a sweatshirt on. I have a hat on. They have a lot of cool stuff, so like I said, stop in there and check them out. Today, Joey, what are we doing today anyway?
We're going to be talking about the girls' basketball playoffs and the opening round matchups and potentially, going into the second round.
That's right, and actually, Joey was telling me last week he's one of those guys with music. He knows the song, but he doesn't know who the artist is, things like that. So I got to put him on the spot now. Maybe something I do every podcast. We'll see how he performs here. But Joey, who is this? What song is this? Do you know?
I'm not completely sure.
Not sure at all? No song title, no band?
The what I'm thinking of is the Foo Fighters.
Okay. You know what? You're warm. But what we're going to do, I don't see it on his face. I don't think it's coming through. I don't think he's going to get this. So what we can do, I'm not going to tell you who it is. So what you can do in the comments, mention who it is, the band, and the song. And who knows, maybe in the future we can give away something from Shuby's or something like that. But if you know it, put it in the comments, and the song, the band, and we'll see. We'll help Joey out. We're going to give him a musical lesson throughout these podcasts, okay? I'll pick out the songs each time. We'll see if we can inform him on some good music. But right now, Joey's going to tell you where we're going to start.
We're going to start in the Division 5 playoff bracket for the girls. We're going to talk about many of the local area teams because that's where all the action is, or most of it anyway.
All right. So what do we have first? What's the first matchup you want to talk about?
Well, the first one that I'm seeing is number 9, Green Bay New Lutheran, at number 8, Suring. Suring is 4-11 in the M&O conference. Green Bay New Lutheran is 4-11 in the Pac-Line conference. So
okay.
Two similar records, and I think Green Bay New Lutheran, after looking at their schedule, they've had some tough losses against some really good teams. I personally picked Green Bay New Lutheran to win it, but I'm hoping to see Suring pull that one off.
That's right. I'm the same way. I actually picked Green Bay New Lutheran. They're only 4-17 as of right now. Suring 8-13 at number 9 versus number 8. Kylie Stelzer 12.3 points a game. But I'm going to go. It's not really an upset. That's a 9-8 is a close matchup. I'm going to go GB New Lutheran. We'll see how both of us do. So the next one that I see on here is we have number 12 and number 5. That's Goodman Pembine at Gillett. For Goodman Pembine, 3-17 on the season. Caitlin Morrison, 20.4 points a game. You don't see that very often.
Yes.
And that makes me nervous, actually, about that game, if she can put up points like that. Gillett, 15-6. Taylor Yonker, 14.8, a good number herself. Who do you got in that game?
I actually went with Gillett. They're 12-4 in conference. And even though, just like you said, Caitlin Morrison with 20 points a game, I think Gillett's a more rounded off team, and I think they'll be better off served when they want to go on their run.
That's right, and actually, one of these, I imagine one of us is going to pick an upset. I thought about this one just based off that 20.4, if she's that big time of the scorer, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with Gillett too. So right now we have GB, Green Bay, New Lutheran advancing, and Gillett.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one, what do you have?
So the next matchup is a number 4 versus number 13. We have Niagara, the 4 seed, hosting number 13 Phelps. Phelps is actually 0-12 currently in the Northern Lakes Conference, and Niagara is 9-6. I got to go with the home squad here. Niagara, they're the 4 seed for a reason, and I think they're going to pull it off. They have quite a bit of height on their team. Maddie West is pretty, about 6 foot, 6'1". So I think that's going to cause some problems for Phelps.
I agree with you. I'm going to stick with you on that one. So far we agree. Here's an interesting one too with a big time score. Number 3 at number 14. 3 Lakes, 17-5. Chloe Krusek, 13.1 points. But then we have St. Thomas Aquinas Academy. I know a little bit about that. My kids go there. Alexa Pristelski, 17.9 points a game. And I know something about her as well because she played at Marinette last year.
Yep.
And she can shoot the threes. I don't know. I haven't seen her this year. I saw her a lot last year because I called her games. And she was an impressive outside shooter. I don't know if she added to that at all. But putting up almost 18 points, I imagine she added something to just the three-point shot. But again, they're 1-20 against a 17-5. You want like that puncher's chance when you have a score like that. But I'm not going to go with that. That's not an upset I'm taking. I'm going to go with 3 Lakes, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. 3 Lakes currently 8-4 in the Northern Lakes. Even though Krastelski's a solid scorer all around, just like you said, she can step outside and shoot the three. Inside, she does pretty well as well, because she's a pretty tall player as well. So
Right.
I think she'll give them a chance, just like you said. I can't pick them personally. I had 0-15 currently in the conference. I don't think this is a spot that they're going to get their first win.
And that would be a huge upset, 1-20 team, but I don't think they have enough in that one. 3 Lakes advances, according to both you and I. So far, we're in agreement. We have Sebastopol, number 11, at number 6, Wasaki, 15-6. What a nice season for the Rangers, hey?
Definitely.
Very nice. Madeline Schleiss, 12.4 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, so she's having a great season. And I'm going with the Rangers for sure in this one. No thoughts otherwise for me.
No, I agree. At 10-5 in the conference, I think the Rangers they're a solid young team. The two Schleisses, which is
it's a tough word. Yeah, tough name.
But I think their coach is going to have them ready to go, and I don't think Sebastopol is a team that's really going to trip them up too much.
Right. Well, here's one we may differ on. We have a 10 at a 7. We have Florence at Lena. Now that's a 7-12 team, Florence, with Jordan Springer at almost 10 points a game, and then we have Lena 7-13. That's a 10 versus a 7. Allie Demuth 11.8 points. I'm actually going to go with the number 10, and again, 10 versus 7, not a big upset in my eyes, but that's the first one where I went with the higher seed or the lower seed, depending on how you look at it. I'm going with the number 10 seed over the number 7. How about yourself?
I'm actually going to take the home team here, and the reason I say that is because Lena actually just played Florence in Florence, and even though they had a 5-point deficit at halftime, they came back and won by 1 point. It was 46-45, and that was in Florence. This one's going to be in Lena. I think Allie Demuth will lead them as far as she's a senior. She's been there before. She knows what it takes to win, and I think in that first round, I think they advance to take on the number 2 seed.
All right, that takes care of Division 5 here on the Sports Buzz podcast. Again, brought to you by Shoebies. Shoebies Trophies and Apparel. They are your home for trophies, awards, and corporate gifts, along with screen printing, embroidering, and more. Stop in at Shoebies, located on Highway 41 in Marinette. So that takes us to Division 4, if I do my math correct, right? Not a mathematician, but I know that much. So we're in Division 4. And this is a good one because a very good team who had a really great week last week, right, Crivets?
Definitely. I think Crivets is going to be one of the best teams in the area, in my opinion. They're young. They're definitely experienced in the fact that even though they may be young, all their freshmen are now sophomores, and they've played quite a few minutes.
That's right. And like last week, they had a bunch of big games against teams that could have overtaken them, and they came through with flying colors. Mm-hmm. So that's one I'm definitely looking forward to seeing in the second round. Now, the team that they may play, that's one you were telling me about before we started this, Leona against Ocano. That's going to be a good one. Who do you have in that one?
Definitely. I think now we've talked about this before. We kind of picked out a most intriguing matchup, and I'm cheating a little bit because I'm taking Ocano in this one pretty handily. They have quite a bit of height. They have Mara Allen at 6'1", Sydney Cook at 5'10", and Jenna Hornblad at 5'9". They have 3 other girls that are 5'7" or 5'8". So their height overall is going to help them. And I am going to cheat a little bit on my most intriguing matchup and say that this one is intriguing, all because I think Ocano versus Crivets in the second round is going to be a stellar matchup.
Yeah, that'd be a great one. Now, Bonduelle versus Coleman. That's actually one that I was looking forward to because Coleman's had a great season too. Coleman, the lower seed, number 10, against number 7, Bonduelle, at Bonduelle in the first round. What do you think about that game? Now, number 10 versus number 7 on the road. Like, my heart, I really want Coleman to come through and get that. That would be great. They were 7-14 on the season, but they're only going against a team that was 6-15. And Coleman, they've had some good moments this year. Cameron Comp, 13.2 points a game. For Bonduelle, Jessica Labarge, only 6.8 points a game. So, looking at that, I'm going with Coleman for the upset in Bonduelle. That's what I'm going with.
I got to take Bonduelle on this one. They're at home. Bonduelle is always an extremely tough place to play. Doesn't matter, guys, girls, you name it. And with Coleman being the 10th seed, I think they're the 10th seed for a reason. Bonduelle actually only lost to Peshtigo by 4 points. I think Peshtigo's a pretty solid team. I also think Bonduelle's a pretty solid team. They're 4-7 in the Central Wisconsin East, and I think playing at home is really going to benefit them quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely right. All right, that takes us to Division 4. Now, Division 3, that brings us to a team you just talked about, someone you know quite a bit about, myself as well. I follow them quite a few times, probably this year as well. I'll probably do their games in the playoffs. Once I get done with Marinette, I'll probably be heading over to Peshtigo. Now, the Bulldogs taking on Northland Pines in Peshtigo in the first round. That's a number 11 versus a number 6. And before we get to that, you and I had a chance to talk to one of the players, right, recently, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Shay Tun, she's a great person, great player, great athlete overall, and it was a lot of fun to get a chance to talk to her.
So let's play that interview right now, and then we'll come back and talk about that game in Division 3 on Sports Buzz Podcast, brought to you by Shoebies, Trophies, and Apparel. Hey, is this Shay?
Yes, it is.
Hey, it's Garrett. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thanks for calling in, okay?
Yep.
Joey's here as well. Joey Sparks is here with me, okay?
All right.
So one thing before we get into this year's basketball season, what does basketball mean to your family? Because you have so many like cousins and sisters and family members involved with basketball. What has basketball meant to your family over the years?
It's really important to us. We all really love watching basketball, and like my dad played basketball in high school, and my mom did too. And I don't know, we just really love it, and it brings us all together.
Can you explain the impact that, having Ginger, your older sister, to push you has had on you, and what it was like to play with her?
It was really fun to play with her because I knew she always believed in me, and I had a bond with her. We could work together good, and she knew that she could yell at me during games if she wanted to, so she would always push me to do the best I could.
Now, also, you're related to Lorraine, right?
Yes.
Right, and she was big into basketball, and also Jason, Peanut also. So, do you get advice from those two very often?
Yeah, I do. At family occasions, Jason comes up to me and gives me advice, and yeah.
And they have two little ones we can look forward to playing basketball in the future, right?
Yeah, they do. Their basketball is already, they go to basketball games all the time and want to play really Marinette.
I know, because I do the Marinette games, and after the games, I always see Peanut and his son out there, I think Bo, right? That's his name, Bo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them out in the court, and he's picking them up and having to put the ball in the hoop, so he's getting them ready for the future, for sure.
Yeah.
So Shay, you play 3 different sports. You play basketball, volleyball, and softball. I gotta know, which one is your favorite?
I think volleyball is my favorite.
Why is that?
I don't really know why. I don't know. I just think it's the bond with your team that you have to in order to win, go out to work together, even though it's kind of the same thing all of them. But I just really enjoy volleyball, and I like your practices, I like your coach. Yeah.
So the basketball team this year, what is it about this year's team that's helping it be successful so far?
I think the coaching really helps us. The coach Griffith, she really uses her defense, and she's playing really good defense. And also, we have seniors, and we've been playing together since 4th grade, so our connection really helps us on the court.
Good. And, you've had 3 different coaches in the past 3 years. Can you talk about that a little bit? What's it been like for you, adapting to the new coaches and things like that?
It's been okay. When we had Coach Phillips last year, he used the same things that Cooper used, so it wasn't really that much of a difference. And this year, Coach Parker really changed a lot of things. Last year was zone, and this year we're pretty much all man. And he put in more different offenses. So, yeah, it's been hard, but it's worked out.
One of the best things I think about playing Peshtigo basketball, and you can sort of respond to this, is the crowd, the court. Talk about the fans for Peshtigo basketball, boys and girls, and about playing in that small gym, because what a home court advantage that is.
Yeah, it is. The crowd really gets into today, especially in close games, and protect cards, like, during my call, and he said, stop, and your mouth is so loud, you're like,
That's for sure. I've done games there, and I can't even hear myself speak. So I know it's one of the,
Yeah.
for sure, one of the loudest courts around. That's for sure. So, what are some of the goals for your team over the season here, coming up towards the end of the season?
we want to, get to the regional final and playoff, and that's all I know right now, that's
Well,
what we have.
That's a good goal, and I might see you. I usually do your games when you get to the playoffs, so maybe I'll probably see you then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as a team, are you guys close?
Are we what? Sorry?
Are you close as a team?
Yes, we are. We have emails occasionally, and usually like each, obviously, but usually stay like a while after just talking and telling stories. Really good. We really have a bond together, and we all get along.
Awesome.
To have a little fun with that, because of the fact that you guys are so close, can you talk about which one of your teammates is the team goofball? Which one, makes everybody else laugh?
I have to say Hannah Swanson. She's always making jokes and laughing all the time, and she makes everyone else happy and giggly too.
All right, awesome. Hey, Shane, thanks a lot for calling in. I appreciate it, and good luck with everything, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon, and Joey will as well, okay? Thank you, Shane.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
All right, a big thank you to Shay Tong for that interview. And we'll get back to that game, Northland Pines at Peshtigo. I'm going with the Bulldogs, no doubt in that one. Moving on to take on Freedom. That's what I got.
I agree. Number 6 versus number 11. Peshtigo, senior heavy team. Even though they have a first-year coach, they had the experience of playing in the Packerland. I got to take them.
That's right. And for the records, we got Peshtigo 12-9. Again, taking on a 6-15 team for the Northland Pines team. Jacqueline Smith, 11.4 points a game. For the Bulldogs, Emma Fredrickson, 10 points a game. Shaitan, 9. And Hannah Swanson, 9.9. As I clear my throat. All right, our last one, Division II. A team I know, Pulaski, taking on the Marines of Marinette at Pulaski. Now, that's a 7 versus 10 matchup. And Joey, like I said, I've seen that team. They had a lot of struggles at the start of the season, but I've seen like their last 3 or 4 games, a much improved team. Caitlin Kitzinger running the show at the point, bringing the ball up, helping the Marines out, get into their offense early. And they have quite a few other girls stepping up. Maddie Schultz is doing a good job. Mackenzie Bebo, Abby Wingender hitting those threes. So that's going to be an interesting one. The Marines 5-15, Pulaski 11-10. Now, after all those accolades, all the things I just said, I'm going to go with Pulaski, but very impressed with the Marines and the improvement they've made this year.
Marinette is not necessarily a program that has had a lot of success in the past. However, just like you said, they're gaining momentum this year like crazy. So I think, even though they do have the momentum, I'm going to go with Pulaski just like you did. They have a UW Oshkosh commit in Emily Higgins at 16 points a game. I think that's going to be too tough to cover for them. Caitlin Kitzinger gives Marinette another element of speed and ball handling that is really going to help them. And Mackenzie Bebo can also shoot from outside, just like you said. They have plenty of people inside as well, so I think they'll definitely have a chance. But
Right.
I think Pulaski's going to end up pulling this one out.
All right, well, that does it for here. We'll check back. We'll see how we did with our picks. Next week, we'll have something new for the podcast. We're not sure yet, but check back with us next week. For Joey Sparks, I'm Eric Bergstrom. Thanks a lot for listening and watching. This was the Sports Buzz Podcast brought to you by Shuby's Trophies and Apparel. They are your home for trophies, awards, and corporate gifts, along with screen printing, embroidering, and more. Stop in at Shuby's, located on Highway 41, Marinette. See you then.